Hello and welcome back to the WammyCast. I am A, and in this game walkthrough I'm going to show you how to beat Amnesia: The Dark Descent. This is one of the most popular and top-rated survival horror games to be released. But unlike most survival horror games, you don't get any sort of weapon to protect yourself with, and the only way to survive is to run and hide from the monsters you encounter. You play as a man named Daniel who has no memory of who he is or where he is. Throughout the game, you find torn pages from Daniel's journal. These pages tell the story of how Daniel got to where he is, and more importantly, what he was running from when he decided to go there. If you follow this walkthrough closely enough, you'll end up with 67 tinderboxes, and that's the very end of the game. So without further ado, let's begin playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create a new game profile. So to do that, click Create. Duh. And it doesn't matter what you name this, so there we go. Now you click Select and Start New Game. Yes. Here we go into the depths of Brennenburg Castle. So as you can see, even the loading screens look kind of creepy and disturbing.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is I am Daniel.
Okay, so as you noticed, I'm going to keep quiet during the cutscenes so you can hear the storyline of the game. So as you can see, we're waking up. And we have amnesia, so right now we don't actually know who the heck we are. Or we're not supposed to. Okay, so now first open this door here, because there is a tinderbox in here. Okay, so tinderboxes are up here. To get to the screen, push tab, by the way. Tinderbox is up here. Lantern oil is right here. We don't have a lantern yet. Access your journal by clicking on this. Here's your sanity, and here is your health. Push tab again to get out of that. And to open doors or close doors, you click and hold on them, and then move the mouse. Just you'll figure it out. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. You have to move it like you're actually opening a door by turning the handle. Alright. So, right now we're actually kind of falling to the floor right now. But that doesn't mean anything, it's just kind of a side effect of our amnesia and kind of coming out of our unconscious state. So, there we go in here, and there's another tinderbox right here. Tinderboxes are used to light candles and other light sources in the environment. The current amount of tinderboxes is shown in your inventory by pushing tab. There's another one in here. Now you'll want to kind of save these because these get a little bit hard to find eventually in the game. I know this is supposed to be a walkthrough, but sometimes I kind of have a hard time keeping straight which closets have tinderboxes and which don't, but if you ask me, I think that's kind of understandable. Now, as I said before, this is a survival horror game, but unlike most survival horror games, you don't get any means to defend yourself, so if you encounter a monster, you'll just have to run and find a place to hide. Or try to go somewhere where he cannot hurt you. Now, the first time you play this, it's kind of hard to tell if a sound actually means something or if it's totally random. So I'm going to open this right here. Yeah, I didn't think there was anything in there. Alright, so in here, I do believe there's a tinderbox back here. There it is. So now I'm just gonna walk out of this room. Close that. Why not? Why not? Don't go in here. That's totally pointless, because it actually does more harm than good going in there. Because what happens is that light will blow out on its own, and you'll be standing in darkness, and that will just drain your sanity. So going in there will actually do you more harm than good. So as you can see right now, our sanity is crystal clear. The stages of your sanity are crystal clear, a slight headache, head is pounding and hands are shaking, and ... When it's at ... that's very bad news. Your sanity is dangerously low, and you'll want to stand in light to prevent the loss of sanity. Now, standing in light will not actually help you regain your sanity, but it helps prevent further loss of it. To regain your sanity, you have to solve puzzles and make progress in the game. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of walk through this corridor here. There might be a couple flashbacks. During the flashbacks and cutscenes and whatnot, I am not going to talk so you can hear the storyline. So if you do not like spoilers, this is not a very good view. This is not a good video for you to watch at all, because this will spoil the entire game before you even buy it. So if you hate spoilers, turn off your computer and walk away. Beware, when standing in darkness, your sanity will slowly drain. Turn on light in the environment using tinderboxes or search for other sources of light. There is another source of light right here. So on the table, dang it, stupid ghost. On the table we have a lantern. Now, the lantern uses oil for fuel. So if you want to continue using the lantern, you need to continue to find oil and refuel the lantern every now and then when it gets low. It starts out pretty low, but we find oil pretty quickly. To turn the lantern on or off, just push F. It's that simple. It's a lot more simple than opening doors. So there's a tinderbox in here, I believe. The oil is another thing you'll want to kind of avoid wasting at times. There's oil right here. Oil containers look like this. So you just click on it and it picks it up. It's kind of broken bottles here. Now here's a page from Daniel's diary. Or it might just be a random piece of paper, but I'm gonna pick it up, so that means I'm going to keep quiet. So pay attention to what Daniel says.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Okay, so now it seems like this room is a dead end at first glance, but do not fear, for this lever reveals a secret passage behind a little bookshelf-like thing. Oh my gosh, ingenious, right? Alright, so open this door and we're going to be going to the entrance hall, where we will have another flashback. So, I will not be talking during that. Let's see. Ooh, 9 minutes 26 seconds. Ugh.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Okay, so in that chest there's a little container of oil and a tinderbox, and there's another tinderbox right here, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, there might be one more. Oh, no, it's oil. Even better. Oil gets really hard to find eventually. Now, there are a few ways you can actually... there are like 3 ways to refuel the lantern. You can either click and drag oil on the lantern icon here, you can double click, or you can click and drag on the oil meter. Whichever you prefer. You can hold left shift to run, sprint. You know, like pretty much any other first-person game there is. Okay, so yeah, there's not really a whole lot that's special in the laboratory yet. So I will just come back there later, and the other room is the wine cellar. That's actually locked, so we couldn't actually go in there if we wanted to. So is that sanity? Yep, crystal clear. Archives. Alright, so in here we're going to search for the key for the wine cellar. So the wine cellar has some pretty important items in there that we're going to have to need if we want to continue any further. You cannot simply go down the hallway that it forced us to stare at during the flashback, because a wall of goop has blocked it. I'll show you that in a little bit.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought, and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Well, I can't help but notice that I've been going like this for about 13 minutes now, so I think this would be a good time to end part 1. If you like this walkthrough and if you think it will be helpful, be sure to continue watching it. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.